Well, the offseason is still going on in the NFL, and the New York Jets can't stop making moves. And I wanted to talk to our beat writer at the New York Post. Brian, how you doing, man?
I'm good, Ryan. How are you?
I'm good. Obviously, we saw the news of the Jets signing former Chiefs wide receiver Mecole Hardman, and then only in an hour later or so, they traded their former second round pick and Elijah Moore to the Cleveland Browns to acquire a second round pick. And I wanted to just get off starting here and asking you to take an overlook at both of these moves. How did you grade out both of these moves for the New York Jets?
Yeah, I think Hardman upgrades their team speed. Ryan, he's a 4-3 guy coming out of college. We've seen what he can do with Kansas City. He's great on jet sweeps, speedster down the field. So I think that's something they needed. And I think if you look at it, it sort of balances their wide receiver room a little bit better. Hardman is now more of a true slot. Jets never felt Elijah Moore really fit in the slot. They always kind of wanted him to be more of an outside receiver, but he's only 5'10", not super fast, so it didn't work out as well. Now they have Garrett Wilson, they have Mecole Hardman, and then they have Alan Lazard, who they just signed. And those are three different types of wide receivers. So I think they feel like they're more balanced now in terms of how things fit. And then they kind of had a logjam last year at the positions where they had some duplication there. So I think they're going to be happy with that regard. And like I said, I think the speed is upgraded.
Yeah, the speed is definitely there. Obviously, Mecole Hardman ran it when he ran his combine. He was I think it was 4.3. It was pretty incredible. The follow up to all this is obviously Elijah Moore going out. You know, he shown flashes in 2021. He had a stretch there where he looked like one of the best receivers. And then obviously during 2022 season, he requested the trade in the midst of a winning streak. He had that blow up that everyone remembers with Mike LaFleur, former offensive coordinator. So I wanted to ask you, you've been covering the team for forever now, but when you see a guy like Elijah Moore, a talented receiver who's shown flashes, do you think it was a smart move to trade him now, only after 2 years into his career, but they did get back a second round pick? So did you think it was a smart move to make that trade?
I go back and forth, Ryan. I do think a second round pick is a great pick to get, right? Like, I mean, that's not nothing. So they got something. I think the way I'd answer it, it's really not what I think about Elijah Moore. It's not what you think about Elijah Moore. And Jets fans loved him when they got him in the second round. The coaches don't believe in Elijah Moore. I think that kind of became clear last year. And obviously, Mike LaFleur's moved on, but Robert Saleh is still here. I just don't think they ever were completely sold on Elijah Moore. And so I think this was a coach-driven trade more. You know, I think they wanted to get Hardman, and they feel like Hardman is a better fit in the slot. Hardman can return kicks. And then Joe Douglas turned it around and he got something for him. So it's not like they traded him for a bag of chips. Like a second round pick is a good trade. So, that being said, there are moments that I can remember watching Elijah Moore, particularly in training camp, where I thought, man, this guy's going to be a star. And I thought with the upgraded quarterback, if they get Aaron Rodgers,
Right.
I thought that was going to really benefit Elijah Moore greatly, like more than most people on the team. I thought that was going to help him kind of blossom into what he could become. And maybe he does that now with Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. So I have mixed emotions about it. I like Elijah Moore as a player a lot, but I also, like I said, it doesn't matter what I think. If the coaches didn't really believe in him, then it's a smart move by Joe Douglas to get a second round pick for him.
Right. And then you hit on it right there again. Mecole Hardman, it's not like they're just trading away Elijah Moore. Obviously, the Mecole Hardman part of this is key. And he even went back at Adam Schefter and said, I'm not just running jet sweeps, which is pretty interesting going back and forth.
Yeah,
There.
well, and Hardman also, like Hardman not only will be the slot receiver and take that role, he takes the Braxton Berrios role, and he's a better version of Braxton Berrios. He's going to return kicks. He's going to return punts. He will run jet sweeps like Braxton Berrios. So they upgraded. I mean, it's an upgrade over what they had in terms of Berrios. So, and I think the contract looks like nothing with Hardman.
Right.
It's being reported up to 6.5 million, which is code for 4 million. So, that's probably, it's when I'm guessing when we see the real numbers, it's probably going to be a 1 year, $4 million contract where he can hit 6.5 with incentives. So I think that was a good deal too.
Right. And then, like you said, Berrios, obviously they cut him because he was making more than that. So It kind of is, like you said, bouncing out there. So obviously now the Jets have picks number 42 and 43 in the second round. We're waiting for this Aaron Rodgers trade to obviously go down and be executed by both the Jets and Packers. when you look at now the Jets holding 13, 42, and 43 in this upcoming draft, which by the way is just over a month away, do you see the Jets using both of those picks in the second round, meaning they use those as draft picks, or could you see them using them as trade ammunition to go acquire Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I think one of those second round picks will be gone for Aaron Rodgers. I've thought all along that where this is going to land is a second round pick this year and then something next year, conditional pick, maybe a player thrown in there too. So now I think if you're the Jets, now you really don't feel bad about giving up a second round pick because you have another one. Because the Jets still do need good players. They need to draft some players. It's not like their roster's complete. So, but now Joe Douglas can say, turn around and feel no pangs of guilt, doing that. And then I don't think the Jets are going to give up the first round pick, but if the Packers insist on that first round pick and at some point the Jets cave and give up the first, now they have 2 second round picks. You can trade back up into the first round with those, maybe if you wanted to. You can get 2 second round picks. So I do think this gives them a nice little, package of picks to deal with for Aaron Rodgers. I don't think it'll be more than one of these picks, but I think one of them is probably going to be gone.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating again to see how this all plays out over the next month. Hopefully this move does get done before the draft. I just can't wait to see these other moves that are going to happen. Obviously the big one is Aaron Rodgers. Brian, thank you so much for giving us all your insight and appreciate you as always, man.
No problem. Thanks, Ryan.